Nice. Fantastic. All right, you're on camera. They hear us. They see us.
Good.
And it's the beginning. First
of many.
We're in Brooklyn.
No vibes.
Brooklyn, New York. All right. So essentially, the whole point of this idea is that it's called MSKNYC.
Yeah.
You know, because of what's happening right now. The basis of everything is that, like you mentioned, you were lacking socialness. I mean, you know, a bunch of people, you like to talk to people, and this is my whole thing when I came up with this.
Yeah.
That after the quarantine, a lot of people are gonna come out, and they're gonna want to talk to people.
Yeah.
Like you said, you were. If you wanna, what were you saying in the train?
So basically, what I was going through this whole quarantine and through this whole pandemic was, I feel like I'm a very social person in the sense that I crave social interaction. And this isn't to say that I like seek validation from anybody, but it's nice being around people who just kind of have like the same vibes as you, who just kind of want to get out, kind of talk, just explore life. And I feel like that was kind of stripped of us in such a short moment's notice. You know, we were just taken, like our freedom was taken away.
Yeah. And in what way you think? Like, which freedoms you think so? I think
not freedom. I don't want to sound like a fucking kook and be like, yo, like, not taking out the MAGA hat. No, but it's more so like, man, like imagine just like your whole life shutting down and being put on pause because of like, albeit it was for a good reason, but it was just like, man, it happened in like such a short moment's notice.
Yeah.
Where it's just like one moment I'm out in the club, the next moment like literally everything's closed, restaurants, establishments. That sucks.
Yeah.
Because it's just like that's where people gather and just meet up, link, and just share a good time with one another.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I think that like for me, I don't think I crave that so much. Like talking to people, and I think what I usually do is I practice talking to people.
Yeah.
And so like beforehand, I used to be really shy. I didn't really talk a lot, and I did with my closest friends. Like this, Chris is one of my closest friends. My name is Frankie. I haven't mentioned so far. But because Chris is one of my closest friends, I thought the best thing was to bring him out and to show that like when I practice talking to people in the streets, I'm doing my thing in terms of being a human being. But when I'm here with Chris, I'm being myself. Like I'm being myself, and that's what people need to see. You know what I mean? Like people need to see people being themselves, and it's hard to do that when people are trying to put themselves out there looking unique.
Yeah.
Because it's about who you were before you start trying to make yourself look unique.
Yeah.
The reason I got this art here is because I feel like, you know, we're just people, you know. But you're beautifully dressed. I got my shirt I like.
Likewise.
Thank you. But this artwork is, I mean, it's gonna live past this forever. You know what I mean? This will exist long enough. A picture lasts longer. And I don't know. I just want the world to see people interact and people just like talk. And I haven't seen this guy in fucking forever, bro. Let me check on the thing. But keep talking. How long has it been since I've seen you, bro? Like.
If I remember correctly, if my memory serves me correct, last time I saw you, I want to say it was a good, probably like almost a year, probably like a good 8 months.
Something like that, right?
Something like that. But it's like the thing that I like about hanging out with you is that it's always genuine. Every time we link up, it's like we never left. So that's why like I do cherish our friendship, and it's just like a good 8 months, man.
Sure.
Good 8 months.
That shit flies like fucking fast, right?
Time's relative, but yeah.
That shit flies fast. But it's you gotta always understand why somebody's busy.
Like, yeah, of course. We're all doing our own things. Never will I ever go trip my homies. Yeah. I just hope you're doing good. Yeah. Family, just everything. Yeah. Just life. And so we were talking about, aside the coronavirus, which is a very negative thing. You know what I mean? I think another thing that I want to talk about is how different people can see things. And I think today, what do you think about this? I think today that, again, like to what I was saying before, we all want to be this perfect individual that everybody finds interesting. I'm not speaking for everybody. Yeah. But I'm speaking for people like myself that I think that I've seen. Yeah. You know what I mean? That like really crave this attention in this world of social media, which is a crazy, crazy thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. What do you think about social media today compared to when it first came out? It's interesting that you bring that up in terms of like you like mentioning people like seeking validation and stuff like that from like Instagram. I had to take a break from it. It was a little toxic because it's like I feel like social media has now evolved into something where it's like more so of a competition. Okay. Where it's like I have to like appear as if I'm living my best life, and I'm just gonna show you like all the goods in my life, but I won't show you the bad. Again, like to each his own. Like everybody's gonna do what they want to do. They're gonna present themselves how they want to do it. I'll never knock anybody's grind, anybody's hustle. No. But it's just like it'd be nice to see someone who I can relate to in a sense where it's just like, I'm feeling just like you.
Yeah.
So I feel like, and I feel like a lot of these socialites are kind of like the opposite of that, where it's like, man, I'm like living my best life. I don't fail, all I do is win. I hit my target every time.
Every week is great.
Yeah, like, but like behind the scenes, it's like, we don't know if they're truly like getting it on their first go. We don't know how many times it takes for them to succeed. But it's just like, like,
and after you've spoken so much about how good you're doing when you're doing bad, it's like, I can't tell them that.
Yeah.
I can't show nobody that.
Yeah, and it's also that as well. So I had to take a break from social media.
Okay. What do you think it did for you?
In terms of like my mental health, it was good, but it was more so like, damn, like I felt like my life was like on like a clock where it was like, why is my life not like kind of up to par where these people are at? But it's just like, you have to realize like, your life runs on your own time. It's, like you may achieve something at 18 years old, somebody may achieve it when they're 80, but it's just like, everybody again is like running on their own time.
I like that you said that. You did
and your life isn't a competition, life isn't a race, it's more so of a marathon. It's like, and I always like to say that it's better that you're making no progress as opposed to no progress. So it's better to be crawling than to be stagnant and just to remain in the same place. And that's what I always try to do, like, just try to work on myself, try to be a better person.
Shit gets tough.
Definitely
Shit
does.
gets tough as fuck, man.
Definitely does.
And then that's the thing about it, man, that like we all go through it. Like, and it's just like, I think this is like something repeated often, but it's like people who are celebrities that are smiling all the time aren't happy all the time.
Robin Williams.
Yeah. Oh shit. 1 second. Robin Williams is a great example. Yeah, turn my phone on too.
Apologies. I put my phone on D&D.
We're all popular here, so forgive.
It's Obama hitting me up. Give me a sec.
I think this is something that I don't want it to be something incredible. I want it to just be something that you can listen to one day. If 5 people listen to this, that's dope. But I'd rather it be 5,000. I'd rather it be 5,000. Shit.
Agreed.
Oh, so we're back. Sorry for that little cut.
Yeah, sorry for the little.
You know what I mean? Yeah. But it happens, just like life.
Just happens. Yeah, you just gotta roll with the punches, man.
Okay.
Gotta roll with the punches.
Okay. Oh yeah, this is what I like to do. So of course we can't show this.
Yeah.
And but last time I was having a conversation up here, I was playing one of my favorite movies, which is Jurassic Park.
Oh, super bad.
And I know you fuck with this movie.
I love Seth Rogen. Seth Rogen is like my favorite fucking producer.
And he been
yeah. And he's just just like.
Continue.
Oh yeah, just his movies and just like the films he's put out. It's crazy. Like I didn't realize until recently, like when I was rewatching, I think the movie's called Donnie Darko. I don't know if you've seen it.
I love that movie.
It's with fucking Jake Gyllenhaal.
Watch that movie. You haven't seen that movie.
If you haven't seen the movie, watch it. 10 out of 10 would recommend.
What are you doing not watching that movie?
Seth Rogen does not miss. If there's one thing I will say about Seth Rogen, he does not miss.
I think Jake Gyllenhaal was in that movie too.
Jake Gyllenhaal was the star of that movie. Yeah.
He was awesome.
And
I like his acting.
I believe, he's such a great actor. Phenomenal.
Oh dear.
One thing I will say that I noticed about Seth Rogen is that if my memory serves me correct, he made like a brief cameo. Yeah. Where he was there for like an hour. I think he was one of the bullies.
Yeah, I think he was.
Yeah, he was one of the bullies.
He definitely was.
Like, it's the first time I've seen him like not portray some sort of like either a pothead or just some funny guy. I was like, what? My son was a bully? I was like, damn. Never got to expect that.
So what's just okay? Not to be the cliche ass game, but because it's brought up, what do you think about marijuana now? Okay, so let me rephrase that question. Yeah. It's 2020, right?
Yeah.
Billions of times this question has been asked, right? And I but like, what do you think now? Like after so much time, and we're not fairly young, old. We don't gotta say our age, but what do you think? 2020 marijuana.
2020 marijuana. What does marijuana bring in 2020? But I would like to think we're all progressive and we're all moving towards the right direction in legalizing marijuana, because there are a lot of medicinal benefits for it, as well as like other. We can apply marijuana and or hemp to other things.
No doubt.
We can also create like paper out of it. We can create clothes out of it. We can create medicine out of it. We can do a lot of things with marijuana. That's a beautiful thing about it, and it just sucks that like the government just hasn't gone. Or they haven't realized, like, hey, like, there's a lot of benefits to using and legalizing marijuana. You know what I mean? Like, God forbid I get fucking I smoke a blunt and I get high and I decide to order pizza, like, you know, but it's okay for me to like, and this is not to like, you know, like to shame anybody who likes alcohol. I love alcohol, but it's just like,
that shit crazy.
Yeah, like
that shit crazy.
It has been like there have been studies where alcohol has been linked to aggression, and it's just like, yeah.
Yeah, man. And it's the truth. And alcohol's a crazy thing. I have a lot of experience with alcohol myself.
Alcohol, you know? I have too many funny, great, bad stories with alcohol.
That's the perfect trio of adjectives right there.
Alcohol,
funny, great, bad.
Man, even though I don't like it as much as marijuana, it is definitely given me some of the funniest stories of my life. Some that are unforgettable that I will never forget. Yeah, shared with Frankie. Yeah, man. Oh man.
And it's awesome. It's fucking awesome. It's great, but it's something to be handled with responsibility. You gotta be fucking careful. Oh, you gotta be fucking careful. You can't just do things. Any drug.
With any fucking drug.
But yeah, man, I just wanted to get out the way because I'm sure it's a question people are gonna ask. People always gonna know. When's the last time you smoked?
Like yesterday. You know my vibe. I feel like I try to like stray from alcohol only because one, I'm doing boxing, and two, although it might sound like really like kind of counterproductive to say that marijuana isn't as bad for my stamina as like alcohol, but it's like, man, I don't know.
Last time I heard you could eat that shit.
Yeah, I try to go the healthy way. Like if I'm home and I'm trying to smoke, I have a vape, so I'll try to like keep it as healthy as possible. But if I'm out with the boys or just we're out trying to have a good time, I'm rolling me a fatty. Like why not smoke a fatty?
Well, why not?
Yeah.
I think that's a great mentality. I don't think there's something wrong with that. But I think to each his own also. And it's like
definitely,
you know. Yeah. I just think the regularity of marijuana should already be as the same as cigarettes, man. Because cigarettes is ridiculous how. Yeah. I think it's really the essence of it. Because I swear to God, I smoke cigarettes every now and then, right?
Yeah.
And the reason I like to do so is because like say people when they drink, right? They smoke a cigarette, they're like, that shit hits, and it does very also swell. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of talk about it helping you focus. But ultimately, for me, I get why like when I don't have a joint, you know, and I'm drinking or I'm outside, I'll smoke a cigarette, but not like I don't buy a pack if I'm drinking.
Yeah.
But look, this is a cool story I have. Like, there was one time where like I don't smoke cigarettes all the time. Last time I had one was a long time ago. Yeah. And it's if I'm bugging, if I'm acting like crazy. But I love to cross marijuana, alcohol all the time. That's
such a great combo.
Great combination.
Same combo too. It's the same one. It's not like fucking alcohol and benzos where it's like not like trying to go into like some morbid shit. Where it's like if you mix alcohol and like pills, you'll fucking die. Nah, it's like marijuana and alcohol. They go hand in hand together.
They just but also moderation. But I was I had woken up and I was hungover as fuck. Like crazy hungover, right?
Yeah.
And for some reason in my hallway, like I trust my neighbors, they're not disgusting, right? It's alright hallway. And there was a pack of cigarettes on the floor and there was a lot of cigarettes, right? And I was feeling like shit. I ain't had no bud. And I knew whenever I'm hungover and I take that first hit, it helps. It don't alleviate, but it helps, you know? And so I said, let me just smoke the cigarette before I get a haircut, right? And so I get the cigarette and I'm walking. And it's one of those decisions where it feels heavy in your pocket. Because it's like, what am I doing? Like, this is so stupid. Like, why are you going to put this in your body?
Yeah.
And so I go right next to my barber shop, it's not too far. And then I go to the corner. And then I start smoking it, right?
Yeah.
And I take like a pull. And then I take 2 pulls. And then 2 guys come up to me. And they're like, yo, you got a cigarette? And I was like, no, actually. But I was like, I got this one. You want this one? He's like, yeah. Here, let me give you a quarter. And I was like, no. Just take that shit.
Yeah.
Just take that shit. Because what I say to everybody is when I smoke cigarettes, I love that initial pull. So why was I gonna smoke the rest of it? You know what I mean? Like why would I? Because I know what I like, but I was about to smoke the rest of it just because it's already in my hand.
Yeah.
But it was like I already got what I needed, which is like this much of the cigarette, and then that's it. And then I handed it off to somebody else. First of all, this is pre-Rona.
Pre-Rona.
It was that crazy shit, but that was a big thing in my life, and I don't know. I don't care if you believe in signs, fate, any shit like that. I think one thing I always do is interpret times in my life as messages from anybody. I don't believe in God like that, but I also believe that we're amazing people. You know what I mean? And that's just my personal opinion. But I think what we're capable of is God-like. You know, the picture we've painted for God is what we are capable of. Because we can only do so much, but what we can do is what we can do. You feel me?
Agreed.
You know, that's what I think. And so yeah, man, it's just
like, so I never smoked a cig, But I've smoked hookah, and I've heard, like, I've smoked the hoops.
Awesome, man.
You know the hoops? It's like, I've never smoked a cig, but I smoked, like, packs of, like, yeah, because I heard, like, smoke, like, take, like, just finishing a hookah is, like, the equivalent of, like, smoking 8 packs in, like, one sitting. So I'm pretty sure I smoked, like, 8 packs of cigs. But it's like I've never smoked a cigarette initially, so I know what hookah feels like. So to someone who hasn't smoked a doobie, what's that like? Is it the equivalent of like what hookah does? Because like when you do hookah, it's like a head rush. You're like, oh shit, it's like oh okay.
So that's what it is. I think that's perfect. I think at the base of all nicotine products is that head rush, that true head rush. But when I tell you that shit hits well, because you know how it hits, like with the hookah at the very least, you know what I mean? Like especially if you've been drinking and whatever. But for me, it's this, like, I smoked a Juul before, right? Yeah. So when you smoke a cigarette, if you've been drinking, you smoke a cigarette, that shit is great. If you've been drinking, you smoke a J, that shit is great. If you've been drinking, you smoke a whole fat blunt, and then you keep drinking, and then you hit a Juul, and you've never hit a Juul in your whole life before, bro, that shit is so crazy. It's so crazy because it's whatever you would have felt with the cigarette, which I'll get to right now.
Yeah.
Like I literally collapsed the first time I took a Juul. Not like to the floor, but like I was like, oh,
I was like, oh
I
shit,
was like, what the fuck? And the sad thing is that like you want that again and again, but with the Juul, once you get that first hit for the first time, you'll never feel that shit again. But it's kind of crazy because like every 6 hours when you hit it, you're like, right? But if you keep hitting it, you get nothing. So it's one of those things where it's like you end up just smoking and you don't get that feel no more until you wake up the next day and start smoking it. It's like this terrible cycle of disgusting fucking air going to your body. And I don't knock nobody smoking anything, because for me, like, personal choice. Yeah. I ain't gonna take the shit out your hand. But I think we need to realize that like there's a reason that like the commercials we see with cigarettes are like really outrageous and crazy, right? Yeah. But there's a reason they do it like that, because like you warn to such a high extent that people will like listen to a lower extent, right? Yeah. But there's no studies on Juul because we gotta wait for those people to die. Yeah. We gotta wait for those people to get cancer and die, and you know what I mean? And and you don't know if that's sooner or later than cigarettes, which I don't think is the worst thing ever.
I agree. Yeah, man. But it like so. Yeah.
But
enlighten me, inform me, because from what I know, like smoking a cig is like, or like just getting high off nicotine is different as opposed to just smoking tobacco, because like what they'll put in cigarettes now,
it's disgusting.
They'll sprinkle it with like chemicals, they'll sprinkle it with like nicotine, and I heard that's like the really like addictive part.
Yeah, it is.
But like I've heard stories, like personal stories about people smoking, like just rolling up like tobacco and them like not being addicted to it. So like, what is the like again like? So I'm confused. I don't know. Does hookah have nicotine in it? Because I know it's tobacco, but does it have nicotine in it?
Like, I can't tell you. Like I seen the hookah being set up. Like obviously next to like a mushy substance. I know nicotine is the base of it all. Like nicotine is what causes the cancer. Nicotine is this and that.
And it's the addictive part as well, is it?
And that's why like that's a key word, because addictiveness is all like. Not only is it like physiological, biological, whatever, but it's a mental thing as well. If you have addictive personality, you're more likely to.
I agree. Yeah.
And so the idea is that like I'm not saying people who are weak or strong. I just think people who are susceptible. Meaning that like if you're in a state where you're really sad and like you say like fuck it, I don't give a fuck no more. You're drinking all the time. Where there's alcohol, there's cigarettes. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Like more people that are depressed smoke cigarettes. You get what I mean? And so smoking that shit. Man, this is the really only way to describe it. It's just the opposite energy you would get from smoking a J. Like, I know it sounds silly to say, like, you get this aura of, like when you think of marijuana, like, it's hugging you. You know what I mean? It's making you be yourself, and it's just whatever. And it's just like when you smoke a cigarette, like, when you feel that the cough is so much more drier, that it's just your breath really tastes nasty. Like it's just not ever worth it. It's not ever worth it, especially after you're smoking so much weed. You feel stupid. You know what I mean? Like, I remember when I went to Vermont, I spoke with somebody with Faye, remember?
Yeah.
And I know you saw him, but they put a mole in the bong, right? He was, I'm gonna put a mole in the bong. You mind?
Do you mind informing me on what
a mole is like a little of like nicotine. Like you just put it in there, so it's like a little butter, like the bong bowl and a little nicotine.
Yeah.
And then you smoke that shit. But like think about it, like a bong is like really the air of marijuana, you know?
Yeah.
So imagine putting that like alongside with that, killing that taste, that beautiful taste of like.
Yeah.
bud, flower. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's no need for it. There just is no need for it. Like, if you like that stuff, you like that stuff. But it's like IPA beers. Like, just bro.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
IPA.
What are you doing?
IPA, I feel like, it's an acquired taste. Either you like dark and bitter taste or you don't. That's why I personally never liked IPAs. But, like, since we're talking about, like, sprinkling, like, tobacco on, like, shit like that.
Yeah, man. Fanta is awesome, bro.
Fronto,
I love that shit.
I feel like somebody's taking a kitchen knife and stabbing me in my throat. I can never. Like, I usually don't, like,
Fanta,
if somebody offers me a free scythe, I'm always with the shits. I'll never deny free weed. But I had this one coworker who I used to work with, obviously. And every time she would smoke, she would always roll a J and she would sprinkle Fronto on it.
Yeah.
That's the only time I like ever denied just like scythes. I'm just like,
get some back, bro.
Yeah, of course.
Fanta, I know they roll up with that shit, man. I remember I used to love that shit.
Fronto, no, I could,
it's
could
been a
never
while,
be me.
Send me some Fanta.
You just buy it from the Ox.
Yo, so the idea that I really wanted to have with this is that the sunset, you know what I mean? The sunset.
No one's up.
Good. The sunset is in the background. Oh yeah, bro. I'm not drinking this.
Yeah, this is original too. Let me know when to stop.
Go to the first line, please. All that barista stuff. That's good. Thank you. But yeah, man. What's up?
We're talking about what's it called? Fronto. We're talking about
smoking
spliffs
and stuff. But you have that King Palm shit is
King
fantastic.
Palm. I'm not King Palm.
Oh man.
I have never coughed off King Palms.
That's beautiful.
I've smoked
That's
like papers.
Thing.
I've smoked bongs. I've smoked pipes. I've just smoked smoke. I've done it all. But King Palms, I don't know. It's just really smooth when you hit it. I love Dutchess. Don't get me wrong. Dutchess backwards, they'll be having me cough. King Palms is like, it's kind of scary because I never cough. Bro, it's just, it's really smooth. Yeah. And then, like, just make sure with the tobacco, kind of gives you, like, a little head high, a little rush. Yeah, you know.
What about other drugs, though? So, like,
I know psychedelics. I love psychedelics.
Yeah. You have experience with psychedelics?
Yes, I've done shrooms. I've done acid. Yeah, really fun. Shrooms, my first experience was with you. Great time, by the way. And then, like, remember we split that eighth? Shrooms, even though I've only done it once, I think it's my favorite. Yeah. And I took, like, less than half an eighth because we split that eighth, and then I took it with you initially. It was with you. Yay!
What the fuck? When did we take this together?
Woo!
We took this together.
This was like years ago. Like, I'm talking about like maybe 4 years ago. I remember you were like, yo, I gotta connect. You were like, yo, I got you. You want me to hook it up? I was like, say less, sis. I was like, we doing this. And then we're at Bushwick Inlet, and we're just chopping it up. And then you were like, yo, you want to do it now? We take a little stem. And I'm like a little high, but...
You sure that was me, bro? I don't...
Positive.
What the fuck?
Positive. I put this on my life. I'll jump off this building right now.
Yo, my memory is trash. I'm so sorry I don't remember these things. I have the worst memory in the world.
You mind if I take a little quick break, like use the bathroom real quick?
Yo, yeah, hell yeah. Yo, we'll be right back.
Give me 1 second. Yeah,
I'll stay here. Yeah. Yo, so... you want to go to my crib? Do you think? You want to go to my crib? Alright. So I ain't shit. I ain't nobody that... Let me check if this camera's good. Forgive the angle. We just getting started with this. This is dreams coming true right now. But let me talk to you real quick, audience. Audience who I don't know who you are until... Or if you reach out to me, because I don't want to get ahead of myself. Like I was saying, I ain't shit. And, all I am is just a person that just wants to communicate with a bunch of other people. And the crazy thing is that, sometimes you want something or you want to do something and you wait forever because you're like, I'll do it the next day. Well, imagine me wanting to talk to a bunch of people and a fucking pandemic happens and now I can't talk to nobody. You know what I mean? And it's one of those things where it's like, this is the way. Like, we are living in a time where we need to communicate however we can. And this is the way. This is truly a method of communication that, you could choose to watch immediately or not. But if you're tuning in, I hope we say some shit that just changes the direction of something. Even if it's the smallest shit ever. Talk to your mom more. You know what I mean? Talk to your dad more. Yeah. Be close with your friends. You know? But we don't gotta say these things. Right now, what I want to do is spew it through, verbal communication, environment, outsideness. We don't see outside enough. Too many people want to do these conversations inside. We've been inside for a whole fucking month. We gotta wear masks.
Plural.
Yeah. You can see our faces, bro. I was watching movies, and every time I watch movies, like I'm sure a lot of people, that shit shocks me seeing no masks.
By the way, we're COVID free. In case you're wondering why we're not social distancing.
Yo,
we're COVID free. We're tested. Yeah.
That's a fact. That's before anything, because right now it's crazy to not have masks. You know. I would ask about politics, but we don't gotta talk about politics. Fuck
we're already living in such like I feel like politics is just something we should like, even though it's really important, but it's just like, man,
just more diverse range of politicians, please. Younger politicians, please.
Yes.
That's all we need.
All I'm saying is we had Bernie twice. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But enough about politics.
Yeah. All right,
politics.
But yeah, so what's your thoughts on what this whole little thing is happening? Like, what do you think about this idea? Not to just speak of what's the context right now, but how do you feel? Like, how do you feel right now? Like,
so I don't feel like I really got your question. Can you like elaborate a bit more on it?
I kind of asked like, how does this conversation feel to you? Like being in front of a camera as opposed to
feels genuine. Like, to be honest, like I forget that it's there. Like that's what I like about like hanging out with you and like certain people is that it always feels genuine. Nothing feels forced, and I feel like those are the best kind of people you can surround yourself with.
Yeah,
where it's like again, it's always genuine and it's always love, and it never feels forced or fake. Like, if I didn't feel that way with you, I wouldn't have asked you to hang out. I wouldn't have asked you to do anything.
And like, this is random as shit, man. And this guy was with it from the get-go.
Yeah.
And I really fucking appreciate shit like that. It's like, again, like, you just can only do so much. And when you get assistance, as a team, you do things amazing.
Yeah, you know of course.
I want to bring up this one story. So there was one time where, remember that time we were going to this party in, what college was it? Where the cab driver was talking about the religion. You know,
were we going to a party at Columbia?
Yeah,
was it when we were like going like uptown? We're like Abe. Oh my god! Yeah.
But during then, there's this cab driver who just spoke to us about. You remember what religion it was?
He was speaking on Islam.
Yeah. I know you're a little more educated on like different religions than me. Now, I'm sorry.
One thing he did tell me was like, again, like I was Catholic, and he was really like kind of emphasizing like how like hey, like Islam isn't as bad as like people make it out to be. We're not a vicious religion. We're not like aggressive. We're not like savage by nature.
Yeah.
It's he was like, we're really peaceful and we're really loving. And when I was back in like my sophomore year of college, I had to do like a little bit of research on like religion. I had to like delve deeper into like religions, and I was like, you know what, I feel like I already know enough about Catholicism. Let me like delve deeper into other religions, because it's really nice to understand where other people, and you can understand where they're coming from, because like you can better relate, you can better understand, you can better empathize with them. So I chose Islam because it's like probably like the second most like followed religion. And one thing I learned was that like they're really loving. One, two, they're really open and receptive like to science, where it's like where I've like read things about like Catholicism, and this is not to cast any aspersions on any religion or anything like that, but it was like
freedom of speech.
Yeah, it's like it was like Islam is like we're really open. We're really like open to like scientific explorations. We're really open to that. Like we encourage that
advancements.
And like the media has constantly been telling me like no, like Islam, they're savages. Islam, this, that, and the third. Like literally, have portrayed them in like the most negative way. And a lot of the people who I've come across in my life who are Muslim have been great people. They've educated me. They've helped shed light on like religion, where I feel like they like get bashed a lot constantly, and it's just like it's not right. Extremely. And I really do like I have like my coach, currently my boxing coach. He's Muslim. He always tells me like great proverbs. He recites from like the Quran, and I think it's beautiful. And I'm just like, wow, it's really a beautiful religion. But it's like,
that's awesome.
It's like awesome. It really like one thing the cab driver did tell us was like that the Quran mentions like the Virgin Mary and Jesus Christ probably more than the Bible does itself.
Wow, that
and
that's fucking crazy.
Take that as you will. Take it with a grain of salt. Do your research. If anything, I advise you to do your own research.
Always. Don't talk.
But it's just like
Talk.
It's like he told me that, and I was like, no fucking way. He was like, we're not denying that Jesus Christ is he's a prophet. Like no, but one thing that they will like say or like elaborate on a bit more is that he wasn't the last prophet. It was the Prophet Muhammad who was like, again, like, so correct me if I'm wrong, but one thing that he was telling me was like, Muhammad was like the last prophet, and it was just like
I mean, at the end of the day, he took time out of his life, and he didn't impose. Like, we were just all young, trying to go somewhere. And he took time to really explain his religion, and it was the first time, like, because I don't really listen to a lot of people that are religious, because I don't put myself in that situation. Of course, if I seek it out, I'll hear. But the way he messaged it to us, it felt nice, kind. He just mentioned it as if, like, take it as you will, but take it so you can know a little bit more of where, you know, people like me come from. Yeah. And I enjoy that because, like, it can that moment can happen anywhere. Like, we were in a cab, and how many times you get in a cab? Well, I don't want to talk to cab drivers a lot. You know what I mean? That's just personally me. You fuck that shit. But say, like, you're going, like, to the park, which is something you'll see me doing, you know, like this. Yeah. But say you go anywhere, man. I always think that if you go into the train one day, right, and you're wearing your freshest outfit, and then you ask somebody random, you could be asking somebody that, like, works for Vogue fashion or some shit like that, or like whatever, like, you know, they could be the head director of the fashion in NYU, you know, and you can ask them, like, what do you think of my outfit? And they're like, yo, that shit is actually fresh, like professionally fresh. You get what I mean? It's because we all exist, and we all have different interests. I don't know what I was saying.
Yeah, if we're talking about fashion, I think it's really, like, we should spread kindness a bit more. I feel like in terms of, like, I can't speak for, like, our country as a whole, like the United States, but I can't speak, like, in terms of, like, what I know, like, about New York. I feel like New Yorkers get this reputation for being, like, you know, very, like, gritty, very straightforward, very, like, it's like you either made men or made mice. So it's like we're constantly, like, on work mode. Yeah. Like, literally, like, we are never lax. And I feel like we get a bad rep. Like, you know, I get, like, told from, like, from people out of state, like, yo, we're really aggressive, like, you know, the stereotypes are true.
We kind of live up to that now that we know we get, like,
and I feel like, I can see what you're saying, but it's like, it doesn't hurt. Like, one thing I've been practicing recently is, like, yo, like, if I see an outfit that I like, or if I like somebody's hair, like, yo, let them know.
Always,
like,
yo.
Yeah, always. Like, I feel like it's important. We don't know what people are going through, so like something as small to, like, as, like, a compliment, like, yo, I like how your hair looks today. We don't know what they're going through, so it's just like, if we give them that kind of, like, you know, compliment, it can go a long way. Like,
and how often do we hear this? It goes a long way. Do nice things, it goes a long way. Say nice things, it goes a long way. And it's not to kiss ass, like you say, it's to just be like if it really caught your eye, if it took a moment of your time of the day, and it's like, damn, I like those shoes, I like his hair, I like her dress. You gotta let them know, because
you're doing a good job.
Yeah, man. Like, cause at the end of the day, like, when you say that, you'll feel something great. You might get a fuck you every now and then, or don't talk to me, creep. That's life. Like, don't let the bad things in life stop you. You know, you have one bad meal at your favorite restaurant, I bet you're gonna eat there again. You get what I mean? Like, so when it comes to people, just give them chances, man. Especially to you fucking people that are unwilling to just interact with other types of people.
Yeah, man.
I hope, you know, like, I don't mean to be aggressive in that sense, but
definitely be the change you want to see in the world. You want to see a nicer world, it starts with you. I definitely will say that. Yeah.
And I this is why this is important, because I feel like you're genuinely, to me, like, you're a great person, and you spew this energy that, like, bro, everybody needs a Chris in their life. You get what I mean?
That means a lot. And I feel the same way about Frankie.
Thanks, man.
Such a great person.
So hopefully, like, you know, hopefully we just provide any essence of mind, any thought, man, trigger, and ask us shit. You know, like, if it's an audience and you guys are there, feel free to message me, because I ain't got shit to do, and we'll ask, we'll answer. Not really though, we're just gonna kind of talk. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because we don't really gotta do that, but it'd be cool. I'll read some shit. But yeah, man, I feel like right now it's just time to talk. It's just time to, like, really always let go. I also want to catch up with you. Obviously, I've never seen you that long. So it's just cool, man. It's just cool to be here, to be alive, like we said. The first thing this guy said to me was, I'm like, what's up? How you been? He's like, man, I got a roof over my head. I got, you know, my belly filled and everything. My family's doing okay, etc., etc. Man, how often do you hear that? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not, you know, putting him up into a pedestal. I'm just saying, man, this guy's really happy to just be. Yeah, man.
Definitely, like, I feel like the way you look at life will definitely, like, dictate how or where you end up in life. Like, it's easy to look at life through, like, a half glass empty kind of, like it's easy to have this half glass empty perception. But if you, like, look at your life from, like, a half full kind of, like, perception, I feel like your life would go, like, a lot farther. Like, try to make the good with what you have. Stop looking at what you don't have, and appreciate what you do have, because you don't know. Like, man, people are always, like, looking on to the next person, being like, damn, I wish I had what he had, I wish I had what they had. But it's just like, like, again, like, just be grateful for what you have. Count your blessings. Like, like, I may not have everything I want.
Definitely know our blessings.
Yeah, definitely.
You cannot deny those blessings, because it's a feeling.
You may not have what you want, but be grateful that you have the things you need.
Oh,
because people are always lacking on the things they need.
I'm about to find a mic, I'll drop that shit. I might drop this one. That's kidding. This is person that when you mention fashion, right? Because Chris has always been the most fashionable motherfucker. He been the first one to always do shit with his hair, always wear something different, always step onto the new fashion wave. And that's what I mean, man. This guy, that's a bold move. Like, I think we all go our own ways in terms of like fashion, blah blah. But Chris is a fashion guy. Obviously, you see his wardrobe right now. I think it's great, and I think it's also great for him. Like, I think when you do that, you're expressing yourself, man, and it matters. But this is fashionist, I would assume to call him. And I don't know if he's in Japan. I know he's Asian, right?
Something Murakami?
Maybe. But his idea was, and I seen him on one of these clips on the internet, where he basically said this about fashion. Because he wears like all types of stuff. I wish I could show you. Yeah. And he said, it's weird to me that like we have to assign clothes to like men and women. And it's like, regardless of that, because we have body fixtures that we have to accommodate. And he just says like, wouldn't it be much nicer if you could just wear whatever you wanted to wear? Meaning like not like dress, or not like a guy's wearing a romper or like a woman wearing a suit, but it's like wear your favorite color, wear like a crazy thing. It's like, why do we just fixate on just having these only certain amount of clothes, polos, shirts, blah, blah. Like I haven't seen a shirt like Chris. When I saw Chris, I was like, is this Chris? You know what I mean? But that just goes to show that he looks different. Like he's making an effort to present himself in a way because he just likes that. But I feel like we all have a sense of fashion, but I feel like sometimes because we don't fit the popular fashion, like it's not popular enough, or it's not this brand, or it's like you don't feel confident in it, that you don't wear it. But confidence is fashion, no?
Definitely.
That's the whole thing. That's today. You know what I mean? Yeah. You wear it, you proud of it. But it used to be fashion is pain. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. Why the fuck is that a famous saying?
Word, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, why the fuck we gotta put ourselves through terrible things?
Yeah.
Don't you remember those heels that I think I don't know if it's Chinese or Japanese culture, but they used to squeeze women's feet into heels. And they used to be like that. And it's like, bro, like, for what?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The thing they used to put on women's waist.
Corsets,
yeah, bro.
I mean, people are still doing that, and like, to each his own. Like,
of course, nobody's hating, but like, if you're doing it because you don't think you look beautiful, let me tell you something. You're beautiful. Yeah. You're beautiful as fuck. And it's the truth.
Agreed.
McLovin.
Fucking love him. And then with the fucking homeless guy, hey, look, it's you, McMuffin. I was like, what? I was like, this fucking guy. Yo, I'm telling you, Seth Rogen never misses. Never fucking misses.
I saw this movie, American Pickle.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's a good movie because I just don't want to ruin nothing, but it just, he's a great guy. Yeah. The message he's transcending in that movie is pretty fantastic. Oh shit.
Yeah, you want to smoke or something?
I would love to smoke. To smoke. Here you go, bro.
I got a light.
Oh, yeah? How you enjoying this, bro? Do you like this?
Definitely. It's my first time being on camera, but it feels normal. I feel like I don't mind being in front of a camera. That's just me personally.
Man, I think you did.
Yeah. I was like, okay.
You got it? Or you good?
Yeah, I got it, bro.
Nice, man. Oh shit, I gotta try this shit. One second. Oh, I brought the wire. If not, I gotta go get that shit. No fucking, would you mind recording on your phone?
Nope. Absolutely not, bro.
Nice. Oh, I actually might be able to charge it here.
I have a portable, bro.
Me too. Actually, wait, I think I got it. Let's fucking go. Because the GoPro is good. 1 second. Sorry for the shaking.
Nah, bro. Of course. This is just a beta. It's your first one.
Yo, facts.
You gotta fall before you can fly.
That's a fucking fact. Oh, yeah. Hey, you can hold it, man. So let me do this real quick. Tell me if you see a charge.
Oh, shit. It's me.
Is it charging?
What? No. Is it supposed to have the lightning sign? Because if so, nope.
No? Okay.
Still says 3%.
Let me see. Charge?
You tell me. It's supposed to have a lightning sign, right?
Maybe.
I've never had a GoPro. That's why I'm asking you.
I hope so. It's supposed to have a landing center. I'm assuming.
You want to use my portable so that we don't have to like consume batteries from yours.
Sure.
Yeah.
Alright, yo. But I don't know why it's not charging. Alright, we're gonna take a little pause. Come right back. Interactionist, like it's important, and it clearly it matters to people. And like I kind of feel bad for like shunning that aspect of some people. It's just I don't crave it as much.
I definitely agree, but I
I respect it like completely. And I want to talk about it more, please, because I just want to let that out.
So I don't mean to go off a hunch or like just. If there's one thing I would say about like humans being social creatures is that I feel like by nature humans must like we thrive off interacting with each other. I feel like that's why like we were able to like separate ourselves from like the animal kingdom. Like yes, wolves maybe, or like monkeys, or like all these other like species may be able to interact with each other, but we like interact in a way where we allow us to advance and keep moving forward up like the I guess like the intellectual ladder. No, yeah, I definitely do feel
That's
like
awesome you say that.
I do feel
very
like humans are meant to interact. Yeah, it's the reason why we're able to like coexist with one another despite where we come from, our religions, and despite like what we're going through, like systemic racism and all of that. But like it's disgusting, by the way. But it further like shows that humans are like social beings.
Creatures.
We're social creatures. Yeah, we are social creatures. Yeah, and I don't necessarily need to interact with people, but I just I prefer to do so. It's fun. Like,
good.
Yeah, I enjoy being with my family, but then just being around your family like all the time, like it's just like you want a change of scenery. You want a change of like kind of energies and like different interactions, and I do enjoy it.
An opinion. That's what I'm craving the most. That's why I love school, bro. That's why I love school, like, or the learning environment. Like, I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks about it. I love being told I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm sorry to continue, but this is one of my favorite things ever. Because then it's like, what? I've been saying the wrong shit forever. Like, why? Who lets me say wrong shit? Not educated people. You know what I mean? Like, don't be a dickhead about it though. There's a method of doing things. But if that's your way, that's your way. Be yourself.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I also just I just feel like we're very social creatures. I feel like I can enjoy being alone to myself, but it's just like when it's literally just you and you're not interacting with other people, I feel like it can be like kind of draining. It's like I need to talk to someone.
What do you say to people that are talking to themselves that think they're crazy for doing it?
I don't think you're crazy if you're talking to yourselves, because I think you have to get well acquainted with yourself and love yourself more than you love anybody. Because I'm not saying like I have fucking days where I talk to myself, but it's just like, yo, I think we'd all be lying if we told ourselves we didn't talk to ourselves. Where it's like, yo, what am I doing? Like, where we don't have full-on conversations. Like, yo, you look amazing. Like, yo, you're doing fucking good. Or like, yo, you're fucking up. Like, yo, you're lacking. It's like, do something about that. Now, I believe we all talk to ourselves, but I don't like to label people crazy, because it's just like,
never.
I feel like the only time we label anything crazy or like strange is when we don't fully understand. It, and I feel like that's normal. It's normal. Like, it's completely normal. Like, think about it. Like, when we first made when human civilization first made contact with like a different culture, it was like, these motherfuckers are strange. Like, why are they acting the way they do? Why are they praising this God? It's like, why are they not like us? But again,
you have to interact to find out.
Yeah, you got to interact to find out. And you're not. Yeah, this is just all to say that, yo, you're not crazy if you talk to yourself. No.
Good.
Yeah, you're not crazy.
I feel like that's like a common thing amongst people that are like my age, but I just feel like people that are younger, like if you come across this shit and you're still watching, which is fantastic. I think it's like, you need that. Those are things that like you just gotta hear, and they just come into your life sometimes randomly because you clicked on some random shit. It could be a video, it could be something, it could be a book, but sometimes you read that one sentence that applies. And that's the ego coming in a little. But regardless of that, like it's the ego, because right now you're focusing on that specific problem, like and like I think that happens to a lot of people, especially me. Like I don't read a lot, you know what I mean, but I have been lately so much, and I love it, you know what I mean. It's Anthony Bourdain has a book, Kitchen Confidential, and that's a fantastic book.
May rest in peace.
Yes, rest in fucking peace. So I didn't even know about this motherfucker at all, and we know people that went to like the school that he like went to or whatever. But first of all, this fucking guy was fantastic, and not to go on a tangent.
Seemed like such a great, genuine, like loving soul. Man, rest in peace.
Had crazy, devilish experiences. Man, you should read the shit that he's done.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, compliments go a long way. Like, you don't know what
people come from, man.
Yeah, you don't know what demons they're facing. That's why I'm like, Like it doesn't require much energy to just be a good person. It requires a lot of energy to just be like a spiteful and like just a hateful person.
Yes,
person.
It does. Every day to bring that with you.
It's exhausting. Yeah.
It really ages you. It really ages your patience and your experience in life that you only have so much time in.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Jesus Christ. But yeah, man. I think that's a good thing to hear and say and always communicate.
Yeah.
Everybody just gotta, And I think, quick thought, what's going to be in the future? I'm calling it right now. It's October 2020.
Yeah.
There will be psychological first aid kits in all classrooms, universities, and like, you know how we see CPR kits?
Yeah.
I promise you, there's gonna be like a psychological aid kit in like offices and stuff.
So can you please elaborate a bit more on that? Like, what will a psychological first aid kit?
So
what will be in it?
So I'm not the first thing of it. I definitely seen it in an article, but a long time ago. So it definitely hasn't blown up yet. So not looking good for me.
And I'm not looking for a right or wrong answer. It's just like because it hasn't been invented yet. What do you think would be in it?
No, this is why I say it like that, because like the article was very brief. And it said that they're introducing the idea of a first aid kit for like psychological aspect. And the idea, I don't know. They didn't specify what it would be, but I think what I think is this: somebody's gonna sue motherfuckers because they didn't have a psychological first aid kit. And once like Starbucks gets sued, or like KFC or whoever, because they're in a public restaurant, right? Or like Barnes and Nobles, right? And they get sued, and because they don't have a psychological first aid kit, because somebody's like having this experience that we weren't prepared to handle, even though we were prepared to handle certain things. You know what I mean? Like, what do you think about that?
So I feel like it's plausible. I feel like eventually.
I think it's gonna come out of a lawsuit.
I feel like eventually society has like we have to learn how to like more so fully understand how the human brain works and how we're like not fucking crazy, because I feel like that's what like society does already. It's like we label people who are like fucking having like these psychotic breakdowns on the street fucking crazy, and it's just like, no, bro,
it's ridiculous.
Yeah, and it's just like, yeah, like, so I never really fully understood like psychology and how like the human brain worked until I fully like when I went to college.
Yeah.
I took psychology classes, and I was just like, yo, like there are people who are like going through their own shit where it's just like, yo, like you probably couldn't even fathom what their brain works like or like how it functions
every hour.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, so it's more like I learned like people have like schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, and like now that I'm like looking, like I know they say like everything in hindsight is 2020, but like now that I'm looking at it, like I'm observing some of my friends, I'm observing some of my behaviors, and I'm like, yo, like this makes perfect sense as to like why like this phenomena like that I had no explanation to. It's just like I feel like to an extent I understand it, because I don't want to say I fully understand it, because I won't, nor will I ever, until like I fully get to experience it myself.
And that takes life experience and time.
Yeah, but it's like it's nice to know that like I at least can scratch like surface level, like, yo, this is what they're going through, and this is how like you can like help them, or like this is how you can like approach a situation.
Which we're not ready though. Even our law enforcement.
Yeah.
That's a bash like off the bat, but like they're not prepared to handle it because they're prepared to handle violent stuff.
Yeah,
and they don't know every specific disorder or like, and I'm not justifying their actions of doing so.
Yeah.
But why are we not funding more research into that? And I think in Colorado or something like that, there's a program that happened, right? This is for sure happened. It basically, to sum it up like shortly, is a team of people, right? And they're a team of professionals, and medical professionals that have studied mental disorders, whatever, like breakdowns. So when they call the cops and they say, hey, we need help, this guy's having a really hard breakdown, he might hurt himself or whatever, rather than police officers showing up, these people show up. And what was shown to have happened, I think they took away like 10% of the phone calls away from the police. But that's still a lot of time.
Yeah, it's still progress.
That's something. And for me, like I think they definitely did in Colorado. I don't know other places, but definitely look it up. It's a very real. I really am sorry I don't know the name of it, but it's fantastic. And like for me, one thing I wanted to add on to what you said, what we see people crazy, we see people disabled, we call them crazy. I think what we're also doing is seeing people that are aging and senior citizens also being labeled mentally disabled when they're not even at that level yet. They're just, you know, they're deteriorating, technically speaking, like mental wise, but that doesn't mean we should categorize them in this area of incapableness, because there are a lot of senior citizens who like may not have the perfect eyesight but can still perfectly live, like go shopping, walk, talk, hear you, you know what I mean? But it's because you, like when a young person is squinting, it's like, oh, whatever, he needs glasses. But when an old person is squinting, it's like, come on, like you can't see, like, you know, like you're old, you know what I mean? Like not that everybody's an asshole like that, but we're impatient with senior citizens. That's why, you know, like there's a lot of neglectedness in retirement homes. It's disgusting. Like we treat our elders so bad, and it's a fucking fact that Caucasians often put their parents in retirement homes. And this is not like what I'm trying to say, that this is true, and it's culturally not okay to do that. And cultures such as Hispanic, African Americans, Asians, and that's a bad thing. You know, I don't mean to simplify it saying bad, because I don't believe in those terms, good or bad. But it's a very terrible thought to put the people who really care for you in those situations. I know everybody's different. Everybody has circumstances. They didn't come up with the best parents. I understand that. I'm not calling you a bad person for doing that, because sometimes you don't have time. But it's one of those things where that needs to change, man. That needs to change. We need to listen to somebody that's older than you, because we are going to be that age once, and then we're going to want the care that we didn't give to those. You know what I mean? Yeah. That shit to me is really, really crazy. But I know you spend a lot of time, you know, with all your family, and I think that's great. I just think for me, I don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I haven't been spending as much time with like my family as I would like to.
Yeah.
As like ironic as it sounds, because like all we've been given is time during this quarantine.
Yeah.
But I guess I haven't taken full advantage of it as I would like to. But I'm definitely taking advantage of it. But it's just like, yeah, like sometimes I forget. Like as I'm getting older, my parents are getting older as well. So it's like I feel like I do appreciate my parents. I know they do know that I love them, and I show that I love them. But it's just like I don't feel like I'm doing enough. Like I feel like I definitely would like wanna
make them proud.
Yeah, make them proud. I feel like that's something that's still a chip on my shoulder, and it's not like a matter of if I'm gonna make them proud. It's a matter of when, like you know.
Yes.
Like again, because like you know, life works in mysterious ways. Like you know, I could be here one day, I could be gone in like half a second. I could fucking like. I could have a blood clot in my brain and fucking die as we're speaking, and like you know, I'm not trying to sound morbid or anything like that, but it's life. Like you know, like life doesn't go according as like as a lot of people would have like liked it to go, like you know. But it's just
seriously.
Like yeah, but it's just like yeah. That's why I like to count my blessings, and if there's anything I can do, I would want to like better the relationships that I already share with some of the people who are in my life already, and like you know, let them know like you know, hey, I love you. You know, hey, you're doing a good job. Like you know, just like not be a burden to somebody's life, but it's.
Let them be and enjoy the time we have.
Yeah, let them enjoy. Like, yeah, like I will never guilt trip anybody for like not seeing me in like in a year, or like you know. Yeah, because it's just like you know, yeah, we're all battling our own demons. We're all going through our own things, and it's just like literally all I can hope for you is like, or just for anybody in general, is like that they're doing okay.
Yes.
Like yeah, just please, yeah. Like if you need help, please, like, or if you need anybody to talk to, just let me know. Like you know, yeah.
And thank you for telling me that. Even no matter what, and the great thing is that I know it. But hearing it is very reassuring.
Yeah, and it's comforting, yeah, because like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't hurt to like, you know, instead of being like, you know, to your boy, like, you know, hey, why haven't you seen me? Like, more so like, hey, you can just hit them with like, yo, hey, how are you doing? Like, is everything okay? Like, yeah, like.
You know, happy birthday, do your thing, Christmas,
I know a few people like that who will guilt trip certain people.
How does that make you feel when somebody does that? Like, if you were, actually, let me check the time on this. Yeah. But I want to ask that question. Go do your thing. We have 12 minutes left. Yeah. Beautiful. So we got your time 10 minutes. The 2-minute pee break. I hope you're enjoying the time here. It's not the most beautiful life if you think that way. But I have the most beautiful life in the world. I love every second of everything. I just so happen to be very lucky to have this view, not like everything else. I'm grateful for my life though. But I'm not lucky though, you know? But you gotta work for what you want in life, always. You gotta keep the bonds with the people that are great. Like if you're hanging out with those people that are trash, and you're thinking about missing your friends, or you block out those old good memories, you should probably stop doing that. Alright. We got 11 minutes, 15 seconds.
More than enough.
Boom. So we're gonna end off with that question and whatever the fuck you want to say. We can't really see ourselves. That ass.
This is just the pilot too.
Yo, facts. Nah, you know what? Yeah, fuck that shit. You gonna hear us and see our shadows.
Yeah.
That's really.
Again, it's a pilot.
It's the pilot.
This isn't the first. Well, this is the first one.
Of many.
It isn't supposed to be pretty the first time.
No facts. If you want pretty, go put on makeup.
Nah, baby. Something else. He couldn't come up with a pun back. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Oh
shit. Is it in your mind?
No, it's not in mine.
All right.
Not at all.
So we got a little lamp going, a little lamp action. All right. Right now, just imagine that's the light at the piers. Okay. Anyway, so back to the question. So you were saying that like this time like you don't see somebody in a while and they just guilt trip you into like or not guilt trip you, but they're just upset that you haven't made the time to see them. And mind you, no matter who the fuck you are, I don't care if you're fucking the biggest millionaire on earth or some, you know, in the woods person, whoever the fuck you are. Like, there's people in your life that are either gonna be like that or not. If they're not, they're not. But listen. Well, so yeah, what do you think?
So when I say things such as like guilt trip you, this isn't to invalidate anybody's feelings, because what I feel like what I want to do in life is like not invalidate how anybody feels. It's just like, let me know how you feel. It's like yeah, like be upset. You have every right to be upset. I won't tell you that. But it's just like, just realize that like life isn't like, it doesn't revolve around you. Like, people have their own lives. Like,
yes.
For whatever reason that it is, you're not talking to me. Like, at least let me know you're okay. Like, don't tell me why you're not seeing me, but you know, it wouldn't hurt to like be like, yo, I'm alive, I'm well. Although I'm not seeing you, I'm still thinking about you. I care about you. But it's more so like, yeah, I would never be like, yo, you're not allowed to feel such and such way.
Yeah.
But it's just like, yeah, realize people are like living their lives. People have their own lives. People are battling their own demons.
And that doesn't stop.
Yeah, that doesn't stop. But yeah. But if there's one thing I learned is like, if there's one thing I learned in life is that nobody owes you an explanation. Nor will everybody give you an explanation. And you know, if that's their prerogative, if that's what they want to do and that's what they feel is right, like yeah, like you know, I'm not gonna guilt trip anybody for not giving me an explanation, but like yeah, realize like, you know, people are like battling their own demons. People are like doing their own thing.
I like to think that
but it's like, again, like, you know, if somebody isn't upset with, like, if somebody's upset with me for not hitting them up, I'll completely understand. Like, it's like, we're best friends. Like, how can we not let each other know, like, you know, what's up, how we're doing? Yeah. But it's just like, you know, people react to certain situations differently than others. Yeah. If somebody hasn't been chilling with you recently, don't guilt trip them. You don't know what they're going through. Like, let them rock. If anything, just let them know, like, you know, hey, like, instead of like dishing out the anger that you feel towards them, like, you know, because again, like,
be the friend you would want to be if you didn't know.
Yeah, like, yeah, that's all I'm saying. It's just like, yo, like, you know, like, there's already like so much like evil in this world. It's like, yo, just let like your boy know, like, hey, like, I hope you're doing okay. Even though I haven't seen you, I still love you. I hope you and your family are doing okay. I still hope you're on your grind. Like, yo, if you need anybody to talk to, I'm here. Like, yeah.
Yo, and the way I'd answer that is I would say that I have a lot of memories with this motherfucker, man. I definitely have had a lot of fun in this world with you. I definitely have laughed a lot with you. And as we see each other, you know, grow, become, you know, now we're not the most oldest people in the world, but we're human, we're living, we're experiencing, and it's just like, it's moments in life where like, I don't know, like it's cool times, it's laughs, it's smiles, it's like family, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. It's really good to have that, and it's just you should just really cherish people in your life, like. Like, and if you think these are things that are being overstated, there's a reason you hear it overstated. At the base of everything, like you could go see the crazy shit in the world. You could go do this, do this. At the end of the day, those little things are so important. Family doesn't just mean mom, dad. That of course, or sister, brother, uncle, cousin, nephew, niece. It doesn't just mean that. It means whoever's being family to you, you know, that person that feeds your mouth that day, that waitress in that place, that's family right there, man. If they're giving you the respect you deserve in that little moment, that's a little family moment. You know what I mean? That bus driver, he may not give a fuck about you. He may be mad at that whole class, New York City class, Q69, but he's making you guys get there safe. He does not want you guys to get hurt, nor does he want to get hurt himself. And that's family right there. And I think that's what we all have to know. And then when people become friends with you, man, that's awesome. man. I haven't had a friend like you in forever, man. Like, and there's everybody's there. You guys are awesome, but it's just like this times have been tough, and this guy's been there for me, man, and it's cool, man. And I feel like with this is the most amazing thing I could have like asked to you to do, and you to fucking just be with it off the bat.
Of course, man.
And I'm excited.
We're bros. I feel like I share like some of my greatest moments in life because of you. Like some of the greatest experiences I've ever gone through was because of you. And it's just like, that's why, like, despite anything that either of us are going through, just know that I would never guilt trip you. So like, you know, hey, why haven't it's more so like I just want you to be doing good. I want you to family to be doing good, and I just hope your health is okay. That's it. I don't ask much of you, like, you know.
Thanks.
Like I don't have to see you for like another year or two, but just like it doesn't hurt to be like, yo, I'm alive. Like I'm still doing good. I'm still thriving.
And you're
like
right. And if you're hearing this and I hear you, I'm not just saying like for that, but it's just like I hear you, and please just like always be that, because it's important, man. It's important because to me it just matters. And I don't know, because the message hasn't changed. You know? I've always known that you've been always there to listen. And man.
That's why I like when I hang out with you every time. So it's like we never stopped hanging out.
Yo.
That's why it's one of like you're one of the few people who I'll be like, I'm gonna hang out with Frankie. It's gonna be a good fucking day, obviously.
That's dope, man. That's super dope.
Great vibes, great energy.
Always. But yeah, man. So what the fuck is up with living in New York City? Let's say some motherfucker in Alabama sees this shit, man. What's up with New York City right now? What do you think? Alabama Lillian or whatever?
Currently, we got a motherfucking housing problem. Like there are a lot of motherfucking people who are homeless, but we're not funding like any like sort of like I guess like projects or like
shelters,
programs that'll like, you know, like that'll like create programs that'll create like more like housing availability towards people who aren't either that rich, who aren't that rich. So if there's
winter's
like,
coming.
Yeah, we have a big housing problems, and I feel like it's like New York is one of the hardest cities to live in, but it's just like if you made it, you definitely made it. But if it's like you have to understand, like the homousness doesn't represent the failures of those people.
Not at all.
Like not trying to go like on a fucking Marxist rant,
not at
but
all.
It's more so like a representation of like the government and like the leaders who are like in charge right now.
The reality of money. I like that you bring it up in this attention, because wherever you are, I don't care if you're not in New York City, wherever you are, there is homelessness. Don't tell me there isn't. And it's sad that we accept it, you know what I mean, ultimately. Yes. But it's also like, of course, you're not going to take $1,000 out your pocket and give it to a homeless person. Yes. If you do, that's you, man. Great. My hat's off to you. Just
that means you have like,
it. You know what I mean? But if you do, that's okay too. Because at the end of the day, you're doing it. And that should not be looked down upon too either. But realistically, man, like, thank you for bringing that up, because like I'm happy that like you didn't mention yourself. You mentioned this or whatever. Like, Brooklyn's popping. No, it's we got problems here still too. And just as much as we can preach positivity and all that stuff, like this is all about like exposure to the world right now. We've been inside for a while, right? We've been indoors, and if not indoors, we've been straight to work, straight home. A/B, if you've been outdoor dining, you have to wear a mask. There is limits to everything. I know motherfuckers have to use the bathroom and they can't because there's no bathroom, man. You got not you. I'm saying like I've been hanging out with a lot of people in the city. You can't use the bathroom anywhere because you have to go sit down and have blah, blah, blah. I don't know how. I was like, and anybody that's not wearing a mask, I understand, but not really, you know. But do your thing.
Just wear a mask. I'm not saying like not even trying to get political, man. Like you don't even have to believe in it. Motherfucker, just wear a mask. It is literally not gonna kill you. Nobody has fucking died throughout this quarantine for not wearing a fucking mask.
Wear a mask that says "I hate this mask."
Yeah.
Do it.
Word.
Let me know.
Yeah.
Let me know, cause I'll be like, yo, that ass.
Yeah.
Let me see how much minutes we got. So we can finish off strong. Let's see. We got 1:55 seconds, bro. All right. It's still recording?
Yes.
Nice. All right. Let's do the final thing. Let's finish off strong. All right. This is the setup. Today is October what?
Today's October 9th. It's 7:25 p.m.
Yes, it is.
The year's 2020. We're still alive.
Still alive.
Time is relative.
Yep.
All I'm saying is that it could be 2020 here. It could be 3045 somewhere else.
Somewhere else.
Yeah.
But
all time is just like.
What's the message to the people right now?
The message to the people: spread positivity. Be nice. Be the change you want to see in the world. It doesn't hurt to go a long fucking wait. Oh, is the camera this way now? Oh,
yes,
okay.
it is.
So it's this way now.
Yeah.
So be the change you want to see in the world. Spread positivity. It will go a long fucking way. That's it.
Yeah,
I'm not saying like, you know, be somebody you're not, but it's just like if you see something you appreciate on the street, like if you see somebody dressing nicely, just be like, hey, bitch, I love your outfit.
Yeah, man.
You
see
look
somebody
amazing.
smile, your smile is beautiful.
Even though society tells you it's not okay to go up to like me going up to guys, I've gone up to guys and be like, yo, your outfit fucking fire.
Yo, deadass.
I'm gonna try to copy that and try to emulate it myself.
I seen a guy's hat in the plane. I was like, yo, your hat's fresh. He was mad hype. He was like, yo, thanks.
It doesn't hurt.
You know what I mean?
Just spread positivity.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
All right, man. At that note, we're gonna end the note off with that. Oh, by the way, what do you think of the painting?
Hold up. Yo, where y'all at? Oh, I love this painting. I love this. I love this painting.
All right, we're gonna end it
Yo,
off
it's
here.
good. Where y'all at?
Thank you for listening. If you have a good night in New York City to wherever the fuck you are. Love forever.
Yeah, pull up.